what's going on? This is the Broke Genius, and welcome to the life of a broke genius. Welcome to my channel.
What's going on? What's going on? This is welcome to Brokeistan. Brokeistan. So basically, this is something that I pretty much kicked off as far as what I think, as far as where a lot of people reside. Unfortunately, this is going to be one of those topics that people are going to be offended by. This is not going to be a feel good topic. This is gonna make you. This topic is gonna piss most people off. Okay, this is not gonna be fun. It's gonna be educational for those that actually want to change. For those that actually want to, do better. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna lie to you. This particular live stream is pretty much gonna be something that most people are not gonna like, because sometimes life is not fun. Sometimes things are how they are. So the thing is that being said, I do this for not only myself and others. I'll do this for my children. You know what I'm saying? This is like a repository of videos that my children can watch and actually learn something. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't care about how this offends anyone or anything like that. But this is to help people get out of this broke lifestyle, to get out of this borrowed lifestyle type of environment that we are in. This is what this is about. So this is something that I pretty much worked on, and I came to get myself together and get some time together to actually work on this. And it's something that I've been trying to do since last year. So let's see here. So basically, just in general, I got a slideshow that I've been working on. Brokeistan is pretty much, it's not necessarily a place. It's anywhere. It's not necessarily a particular location. It's basically it's just in your basically your head. Now I'm gonna show the slideshow shortly, and I'm gonna explain my case. Okay, so we're gonna get this started off right now. We're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna share my screen. We're gonna get right into this. Let me get my my sound effects going. And if you definitely come in, hit the like button, and we're gonna get right into it.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
Okay. All right. Share my screen with you. Early this year we had a meeting. Everybody had a meeting that tuned in to Bernard Riley's show. We had a meeting, and O'Shea was like, pretty much, you guys, man, you doing some struggle content, struggle streams. Well, this is the best I got for you, O'Shea. The good old PowerPoint. I definitely will try to give more quality in 2021. Okay. But without further ado, this is the presentation. Welcome to Brokeistan. okay, by yours truly, the Broke Genius. Where is Brokeistan? Okay, basically it's in your head. Okay, it's in your head. It's residing there. Whatever you think. Basically, I've not only researched finance, financial education, and financial topics. I've researched financial education as far as or research as far as where it relates to basically psychology, because how you think and feel dictates how you spend your money a lot of times. You know, shopping stores, they have people to do research and experts, and they do things like they'll play elevator music, and playing music, it relaxes people to actually spend more money, just to be at ease, to have your pocketbook be slightly at ease, and spend a little money, so it's a psychology to this situation where basically how you think, how people say, when you're trading stocks and stuff like that and you're investing, control your emotions. You need to control your emotions, right? Well, a lot of that, of how you control your emotions, it dictates how you spend your money. I mean, even what house you buy, what car you buy. A lot of times you'll hear this all the time. Even my beloved sister, may she rest in peace, she used to always say, I'm doing shopping therapy. She'll go shopping to just basically feel good. I mean, a lot of women, they shop just to feel good, man. I'd even say that I don't necessarily disagree that I've never go shopping to just maybe buy some stuff to, I don't know, just kind of make myself feel a little better, or whatever the case may be, or bird watch, or whatever the case. But yeah, definitely in your head, that's what Brokeistan is. It's no paid place. It's no demographic. It's all in your head. It's simply the way you think and behave financially. Okay. So, who resides in Brokeistan? Who resides in Brokeistan? Okay. Let's think about that for a second. Who resides in Brokeistan? Okay. Basically, anyone who lives within the debt cycle, the borrowed lifestyle, for personal consumption. I'm not talking about people that have business debt and stuff like that, or trying to operate a business, trying to scale a business. I mean, basically people that live in this borrowed lifestyle. Okay, they're buying cars, they're buying houses, and I'll even exclude house, because I'm not necessarily opposed to buying a house as long as it meets certain parameters. I'm not opposed to that, because the thing about buying a house, I mean, a lot of times, everybody needs a place to stay, right? But you got people that actually buy or get car loans. They get loans on goofy shit. As I say, like basically, um, you know, getting loans on furniture, when you got furniture, you could buy it anywhere. You could buy used furniture, you could buy furniture at a estate sale. I have to say, one of the things that I learned my lesson on, um you know unless I am just very, very well off or well to do, it's no reason that I need to buy brand new furniture. Now, I mean, yeah, bed, that's fine, but man, it's so many people that are, they've left their house, they left their apartment, and then they can't move. A lot of times, here's the thing: you know why so much good furniture out here? Is because basically, you got, just think about every day. Every day, someone moves. It's so many people in the world or just in the United States that move every single day. They're moving. They're moving from an apartment. They're moving from some type of house, whether it be a townhome, apartment. I mean, basically, you know, you got a lot of people that they move. Like, I mean, shout out to one of my ex-girlfriend, all right. Man, she was very, very smart, man. One of the most intelligent women, man, I've ever, man, got to you know, experience or whatever, the company of. She told me, man, I mean, this is 92 octane chick, man. She's like, man, it ain't nothing for me, my friends to we leave an apartment. We know we're not getting our security deposit back. Um she mentioned this like about 6 years ago. Like it's nothing to basically just leave everything, all the big items in the apartment, and just be like, go to another um place, some type of, new job, or and then just go get a totally new apartment or residence and just leave everything behind. Because basically she's getting a better job opportunity, and then, another apartment, she could just buy all new furniture or whatever furniture she wants. And a lot of people do this. This is nothing new. Matter of fact, a lot of times when I bring up particular talking points and stuff like that, when I start talking, I start to remember certain things that I kind of forgot. And one of those things that I remember was I used to make a killing. One of the things that I was like kind of pissed off that I kind of broke up with her. I mean, she lived in this apartment building in a upper class, community, pretty much. And a lot of these people that lived in the apartment were like students, and like just kind of like students that were from rich families, let's just say. And I'm gonna tell you, I had a computer shop at the time, and I also, I'm an avid eBayer. The money I made off of the items that I found that were thrown away, I made a killing. They were throwing away laptops, desktops, I mean, monitors, graphics cards. It was expensive. I mean, all kind of stuff, man. Furniture. If I had a pickup truck, man, the money I could have made because they were throwing out furniture. I mean, I'm talking about brand new furniture, very, very nice furniture. I mean, my point is basically, you know, buying a furniture item off of like a brand new furniture item and financing it is probably, and then you're in debt, or you're, let's just say, you have a negative net worth. It's probably the dumbest thing that I've ever done in my adult life. It's up there with one of the, maybe I'll do a video of the 10 dumbest things, or I probably have to put 20 because it's so many dumbest things that I've ever done. And I'd have to say that's one of them. Finance and furniture. I mean, it's so much quality used furniture. I mean, you got Italian leather sofas and stuff like that that you can get for dirt cheap, that you don't even have to buy no brand new furniture. And a lot of times, yeah, it could be very well a situation, because you got to think, when you move that furniture in, you got to get somebody to move that furniture out, and you got to think about that when you got all of this stuff. But yeah, that's what I mean by people that live in that borrowed life cycle, that basically that borrowed lifestyle. Okay, people also with short-term and long-term views, a view that they have to have high interest debt. Basically, it's people that actually, they believe, okay, people that are very dear and near to me, they believe that you have to get debt. You have to ultimately get debt. Now, yeah, some people will be like, okay, for a house and this, that, and the third. But the thing is that you don't. You really don't. And I'm living proof to that. This house that I'm working on now, God willing, will be the second house that I'll be paid off with cash, cold hard cash, right? So, once I get it, fixed up and whatnot, the people that I know in my family and stuff like that are people that, I've had relationships with, whatever. They're gonna look like, okay, well, you ain't got no mortgage. So yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, yeah, I went through a lot of challenges and I'm still going through them, but the end result is that's what I think of. I don't see the thing about it is I'm able to focus and go through challenges. It's very, very frustrating, but the light at the end of the tunnel is no mortgage. Okay. That's all. That's primarily what I think about. I think about no mortgage, and I really don't like. I don't like renting. I hate. I despise renting. But that's what I think. That's my motivators. What motivates me, does not necessarily work for everyone else. Okay, but at the end of the day, that's how that goes. That's how that calculates. So once that calculates, right? Yeah. Someone that has a 30-year mortgage, yeah, they're gonna look at me a certain way. I remember when I fixed up my second house that I had a rent to own contract. Yeah, people that were looking at me and judging me because, quote unquote, the house was in bad shape. Once I got it all fixed up, they respected my gangster. They definitely respected my gang. When I pulled up, they had a respect in their eyes to when they looked at me like, oh, this dude, I wrote him off as some like crazy, bum that, living in, buying a shabby house or whatever. But this guy actually fixed this house up. He made a home out of this. Oh man, this guy is something to this guy. But a lot of people are not able to actually do that. But people that actually live in their mind, they think, oh, I have to, in order to get a car, I have to get a car loan. And I have to get a brand new car. I don't know how many people that I see with brand new cars. Some of the poorest people, their families are poor. They got brand new cars. They ain't got no car stock, no car companies, none of that. They got brand new cars and their whole family is poor. Most of their family members are very, very poor, and then they pull up in a brand new car, and it makes them feel good because, like I said before, it's a psychological thing. Money is very, very psychological. Okay, but a lot of people that reside in Brokeistan, okay, broke five broke, we ain't got it. That's how they think. They think I have to live in the debt cycle. I have to get loans. I have to get this and that. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get it, and it's a method to the madness. And I talked about that in videos previously. That you can, if you got credit cards and you got, the ability to get a loan, you can get it. But I recommend it to pay it off. Like I'm gonna give you an example. I got a friend of mine, one of my business mentors, that was also a good friend of mine, Gemini buddy. He bought a brand new car, and he got a loan on it. He got like, I think, 0% interest or something like that, because he's very religious, from the Islamic faith, which pretty much scrutinizes interest. Okay, interest is quote unquote haram, right? So he got this car and he paid it off before 30 days. Brand new car was like over $10,000. It was like a Saturn, something like that, some type of Saturn car or whatever. And he paid it off within 30 days because he was trying to pay it off to avoid the interest being accrued. Now, I mean, that's a full extreme, but how about if you get a car for, $10,000, you put down for $1,000, right? And then you pay it off in 6 months. That's more practical, that someone can actually do, versus having a car payment for 6 years and 5 years and stuff like that. That's very, very goofy, and it's very, very stupid. And a lot of people, you end up paying, thousands of dollars doing that, just over long-term periods, paying it off in a short-term period. And it's just, that's what people's logic that lives in Brokeistan. Okay. Unfortunately, people who also are struggling from poverty, or even worse, intergenerational poverty. What that means, intergenerational poverty, is like your grandma was in poverty, your great grandma was in poverty, your mom was in poverty. Unfortunately, I have to expose to you, as well as most of my peers, my African American peers, were victims of intergenerational poverty, or let's just say they have to overcome intergenerational poverty, as well as they have a family that has dealt with intergenerational poverty. I am no different in that regard, unfortunately. Um, so yeah, but 80% of Americans are currently in the state of Brokeistan. Okay, I gotta do a bomb drop on that. I gotta do a bomb drop on that one. Okay. I mean, basically, you got 80% of Americans are currently in debt. It just comes right up on Google. Boom, 80%. And you take the population of the United States, which is over 300 million. Boom, 240 million people in the state of Brokeistan that constantly comes in and checks my videos and don't comment, but they feel guilty. And I'm hoping most of these people are changing their viewpoints and stuff like that. I hear the word broke mentioned more than I normally hear it. I think that is appropriate. I call myself the broke genius because I am broke. I choose to deal with the negative. It's a negative and a positive, right? But I choose to deal with that negative, to work on that, to actually get out of this type of mentality, and actually a lifestyle. So why are there so many people in Brokeistan? Okay, people generally don't have adequate financial education. Okay, they just don't. Most people don't have adequate financial education. Okay, I've taught. If you one of my pretty much day one subs and stuff like that, you already know this. I've already talked about how a lot of times when I talked about my wealth video and one of my Wealth Wednesday videos that I used to do, I talked about how if your parents taught you the basically the blueprint for wealth, right? Most often you're gonna be wealthy. Okay. And that's just having parents, right? And it giving you that adequate education, that self-education, right? Well, you can also get it in school, but a lot of times I think by design they don't teach you adequate financial education because they want you to be a debt slave. I strongly believe that is what they want. As far as when I say they, I say the elite plutocratic oligarch, elites that want you to just be broke and stay in Brokeistan. Yeah, they don't want you to have no financial education because, yeah, they just want you to stay broke. It helps them out. If your parents were broke, most likely you will take on the practices of your parents and be broke too. That is just what I just said. I mean, basically, most people, look it up. Most people that they take on their parents' class. So if your parents were working class, a lot of times that's how you are, or you might be slightly above. You'll be lower middle class. Because the thing about it is people say middle class, but they don't break it down. Okay, you got lower middle class, you got middle class, you got upper middle class. This is all education that I had to, because see, here's the deal. I had to basically realize that I didn't learn that much from my parents, and I also learned some bad habits from my parents. And I had to take the lesson to actually re-educate myself. I had to literally say, you know what, broke genius, man. I had to come to my own. I had to be my own, you know, um, guidance counselor and say, you know what, the broke genius, your mom, your dad, they did pretty good. But in order to go where you trying to go in life, you not gonna be able to go there with your parents' financial, practices. You gonna have to re-educate yourself, bruh. So that's what I did in 2008 after the collapse of the mortgage, you know, financial crisis. I took the vantage point of let me learn everything I can learn about financial education. So when this happens again, I will not be on the cusp. I'll be able to navigate and move accordingly. And that's what I did back in 2008 because I chose to do that. And you have to choose to do that. This is a choice. This is what you choose to think inside your head. So moving along, the financial system is as it is designed off of profiting from basically loans, which is high interest debt obligations. They loan you money for a premium 3% to 10%, which is like a standard personal loan if you got good credit. Okay. Or as high as 400 to 500%. I've literally seen this. I've even signed documents. Okay. I've done some dummy moves where I've signed documents for title loans and payday loans. I literally have done that. Okay. I'll admit it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely will because I literally have I've signed away with just open arms to some payday loans and title loans that had that high interest rate. I literally have done that.
Got it! Got it!
But I'm gonna tell you this: people today are they've signed title loans today. They signed payday loans today. Um, Payday loans and title loans are synonymous, and I'm gonna talk about real estate and basically neighborhood grades. Payday loans and title loans, if you see those are typically in D and C neighborhoods. If you see a lot of payday loans, if you see a whole bunch of them, that's typically a D and C neighborhood. Okay, because that means that it's people that are actually working, and then these title loans and payday loans, they're backed by big banks, national corporations that they have shell accounts. They have shell companies that they actually fund these payday loans, and then they basically make money in a slush fund account, basically to basically make money off of, and live very very uber rich. It's big business. Just think about it. If you don't know math, right? Every 100% is what you got to pay back. So if I get $60 from somebody, I have to give him back a person. If I got $60 from somebody, I gotta give him back or her back $120 because I basically borrowed at 100% interest rate. So borrow $60, I got to pay the $60 back plus 60 because it's 100%. So you take 400% and you do the math with that. And that literally is why a lot of times people, when they sign their title loan off, it's very, very difficult to get out of that. The interest rate is so high that a lot of times people have to hide their cars and actually even file bankruptcy to get out of that situation because the interest rate is almost impossible to pay off small payments. A lot of times people pay off small payments. The last time I got a title loan, I already knew what I had to do, and that still was difficult because what you actually have to do, you have to just pay it off. So if you got $600, you got to just give them the whole $600 plus the whatever the interest rate usually is it's always at $100 extra. You got to just give them the $700, be broke, and just pay it because that's the only way you're gonna get out of that. If you pay the minimum payment, like I remember the last time I got a $600 loan, $100 of that was just to put a lien on the vehicle with the state. Okay, I had to pay back basically because the minimum was $100 a month, which was after about 6 months I already paid them what I owed as far as originally, which was $600. So I had to pay them another $600 to get out of the loan because basically, if I just kept paying the minimum $100, I just kept paying it forever and ever. I'll be paying them $100 now in 2021 because that's interest for you. It does not stop. It's calculated. It's an APR. And I'm gonna tell you, if it's a year, it's a month. If it's a month, it's a week. If it's a week, it's a day. If it's a day, it's a freaking hour. If it's an hour, it's a minute, and it's a second. You can literally break down APR how much it is per second, because it goes back to the whole notion: money is time, and time is money. Got to give myself another bomb drop on that one. But yeah, that's how this financial system is designed. It's designed off of profiting off of debt, making money off of debt. I'm be honest with you. I don't necessarily have a bad idea about opening up a pawn shop. I literally I had a gold chain that I put in a pawn shop a few months back, and I'm like, man, I need to open a pawn shop. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to get my house fixed up, and I decided to go to a pawn shop, which I didn't even have to do because the guy wasn't even working that day. But I wanted some money, and something happened. I talked about it in the previous video with Yelp. They charged me a lot of money, and it log jammed my account, and I was broke pretty much, literally. So yeah, it happens, but yeah, I'm not necessarily saying that I would make a little coin off of all of these broke people that need money. Unfortunately, I have to say that I would not say that you shouldn't make money off of broke people. If somebody needs some money, hell, charge them a fee. Just I couldn't find myself to make no exorbitant amount of interest rates, because I'm not trying to hose people down, but I don't have no problem, man, with loaning somebody some money for a fee. A lot of companies that they have these investment, little portals or whatever. I can't think of the name of them, but they actually you could invest like $500, and then you can actually loan money to a particular like someone that actually is looking for a loan, and then you can make money off of interest every month off of that person paying it back. But yeah, that is literally how a lot of this financial system is designed. People have problems also when it relations to why so many people are in Brokeistan. People have problems with ego, low self-esteem, and social competition. Okay, what I mean by social competition is basically, trying to outdrip, trying to outshine one another. Okay, such as keeping up with the Joneses mentality. Okay, a lot of times people, they are trying to one up one another. They're trying to you know Gucci this, Prada this, Dior this, and all of this stuff based off of getting personal consumption items off of usually being in debt to try to socially compete with one another. Which I talked a lot about that, but that is definitely one of the reasons why people are broke. Another reason is the inequality in the USA is high. It is 41% in the Gini index. Okay, what the Gini index is, that's the inequality index. Okay, um, there's a lot of wealth in this country, but there's not. It does not necessarily equate to helping people that are less fortunate rise above poverty. I literally today I was in quote unquote in the Chicago area. People that in Chicago have ever been in Chicago, they know what I'm talking about. I was in an area that was called Jewtown. I was going to go get a Polish with some hot peppers, some fries, and it's literally a homeless encampment right off of the highway over there. And I drive past it. I got footage because, and I'll post it because I have a dash cam, and I literally pass by this homeless encampment every time I go over there, which is not often, but I pass that way when I go to work a lot. So I mean, it's a lot of homeless people in this country. When you know exactly how much wealth there is in this country, and you see how many homeless people there are, it is amazing. It's very, very amazing because it's like, wow. Not saying that everybody should just get handouts. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that it should be a little bit more effort to kind of help people get off the street. Like, for example, it's absolutely nothing for someone, okay, like the government to put together like big giant housing centers to house homeless people. Okay, it is absolutely nothing to do that. I mean, a little bit more effort into such as mental health, housing, as well as social work non for profits that actually generally try to help people not um, take advantage of not be poverty pimps. I mean, it's just a no brainer. You know what I'm saying? And then definitely those that are wealthy, those that are well to do, they should also help others. Which there's some people that are helping, but a lot of times people drop the ball with that. You know. So this is a little meme that is an old meme. This is something that I remember when I first saw it. It really struck a bell with me, and it says poverty mindset. Common symptoms include lack of ambition, no financial goals, dependency on a job, blaming the system, regularly playing the lottery, thinking small, feel that they should just be thankful for what they have. Um, the lottery part is like, yeah, I do. I don't play that much, but I have played the lottery before. And what they mean by feel that they should be thankful for what they have. a lot of times people will get content. That's basically, in one word, that means being content. Like, a lot of times people are so content that they actually don't grow financially. They don't, try to rise above their particular successes that they've already had. They just get stagnant, and then they get sucked in what I call in my other videos that I've done, as far as being a frog in the water, just being comfortably warm until you get boiled. Because we ultimately, when we get older in this life, it becomes harder to make money, become harder to live, and if you don't have a lot of money, that little money you think that you have in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, that's not going to be enough when you get 80 and you blind, crippled, and crazy. You're not going to have enough money. It's going to be basically just kind of thrown away and sucked out. A lot of times people take advantage of you as well. It's not enough money for you to be comfortable with. So, yeah, that's what they mean by number 7. Number 8 is values watching TV over reading books. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even really watch that much TV. A lot of times, I'm on YouTube trying to learn something, trying to hear some enlightening conversations. I've tricked my brain to stop watching TV because TV is very, very toxic. I just don't really watch it. I normally used to stream, but I a lot of times I used to not really stream that much because when I get home, I'm doing so much and I got to do so much. I don't even have time to stream. I'm running, several startups as well as working a job. I don't have a lot of times, man. I'll be bummed out, man. And I do other stuff, man, and I don't really have time or even the energy to watch TV. You know, I listen to audiobooks primarily as well, and I definitely read a lot. Um, but 9 is fear of working outside your comfort zone. I mean, that pretty much kind of goes with what I was saying with number 7. But actually, no, this is a little different. Going fear of working outside the comfort zone is more like a lot of times people, for example, they don't want to do something new that'll make them some money, right? Like somebody be like, man, you should start a car detailing service, right? And they're like, oh, I don't know nothing about car detailing, but the guy's like, man, you can make a whole bunch of money doing this. No, I don't really like it. I tell people all the time about, and even people ask me, call me up, man, ask me, man, how do you make money, man? I see you shining a little bit. How you make your money? I said, man, I work and I do DoorDash. And they like, oh, okay, the DoorDash, huh? Oh, okay, so yeah, how was the weather today? Then they start talking about something else, and it's like, dude, I mean, DoorDash just IPO for like over $100 and some dollars. The little money that I do make from that, I mean, literally, it's people that actually do DoorDash full time and make like the equivalent of like $600 to $700 a week. I mean, I I don't get people, man, because the thing is like people will literally be broke just because they feel like they're subservient delivering people food. Man, I don't give a shit about that, man. Because at the end of the day, that little money I could use to do all kind of things as well as put into my stock portfolio and make a killing. You know what I'm saying? I could do a lot with that, and that's what I do. And it's like, man, that little money, man, it adds up real quick. And I'm gonna tell you something. I did DoorDash over the weekend. Last weekend, it was a whole bunch of it was a snowstorm in the Chicagoland area. Man, I made about close to $300, man, in 2 days, man, because they were paying like a surcharge because it wasn't that many people driving. Man, I got an SUV. It's not 4-wheel drive, but I'm able to get through the snow and everything, man. I was making like 3-4 times what I would normally make on each delivery, just because it was like a premium. And literally, man, I could just be like, well, I'll just go out just when it's a snowstorm because I know I'm gonna make some money, but the thing is that okay, this is what I ask people that have an idea where it might be beneath them or something like that. Call somebody up and ask them for $12, and just to see if they give you $12. Because the thing about it is, that's the average delivery for, like, for example, picking up some groceries at Walmart for somebody. You know, you'll be hard pressed to get $10 from people. And then if you actually ask them, a lot of times women and men don't want to do this, because if you ask somebody for money, they're gonna think of you, and they're gonna put you in a certain category and box. Then you're gonna get less phone calls from that person. That person is not gonna want to talk to you anymore, because they write you off as somebody that's broke, that also is trying to leech off of their money. You know what I'm saying? Just people just have a habit of doing that, and people know that, so that they don't ask them for money. But the thing is you do need the money, right? You go out and you do a couple deliveries. That's you can make that just with one delivery. But the thing is like this, right? It's a fight to get out of Brokeistan. It's not easy to get out of Brokeistan. So whatever monies that you do make, that's gonna help you get out of Brokeistan. It don't matter if it's a little amount of money. Because, like, I'll say this again, this is what I thought about. I always think about these concepts in my brain. I'm broke, but I'm still a genius. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Little money is pretty much leads to more money, and more money leads to a lot of money. That's what you got to think of when you are trying to, do little tasks, and it's not that much money. Like, for example, I used to do surveys, and I would only make like maybe $1, maybe some change each survey. Man, that added up. I remember when I was extremely broke, extremely poor. I needed just some money to get to a service call to make some money, do a IT service call. So I needed some train fare, bus fare. That little $6 from doing some surveys, man, that added up. That was what I needed to get on that bus to make that money. To make more money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm making way more money than I did right when I was doing those surveys. Now, that's what I mean by this. Okay. Now, number 10 is owning no assets but buys lots of expensive liabilities to appear rich. I mean, that's pretty much what I just talked about, in my, first two slides.
Message.
So,
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
so, lastly, what are some solutions to this? What are some solutions? Self-education. Okay, basic financial education, budgeting, savings, personal financial sheet, debt management. Those are just basic financial educational terms that everyone should know. And if you don't know this, you're way beyond the curve. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. You're a shark chum. You are literally shark chum in Brokeistan if you don't know these budgeting and saving these terminologies. This is basic financial understanding. If you don't know this, you are literally financial um, shark chum to those payday loan, title loan, other loan companies, car loan managers, all that. You're just shark chum because they're gonna take advantage of you. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They gonna after you leave with your 28% interest rate. After you thought you gonna put a post on Facebook talking about I'm blessed. After you got a 28% car loan, on that brand new car you got. This what the loan officers and the car salesman is gonna say after you leave.
Got him! Got him!
That's what they gonna say after you leave out. When you were so thankful for them to basically bend you over, like my uncle used to say, bend you over and put Vaseline in you and stick one in you. So, second thing is talking, forming peer groups, and social awareness of how big this problem is. This broke problem, this Brokeistan, is one of the biggest problems in America. This encompasses all races, ethnicities, demographics, all of this. It's a big, huge problem. A lot of people, like I say, 240 million Americans are living in Brokeistan right now as we speak. Right now as we speak. The third is changing the way you think and live. Living within your budget and current earnings. That's what I mean by that. Now, this is what I used to do. This is why I say this. I used to definitely live outside my budget. And then I also would basically spend my current earnings, as well as even in my brain, in my mind, I would think, oh, I'm going to make some more money down the road. Oh, and then make this decision off of some conceptual ideas that I have about future monies that could be coming to me. Like, for example, I sold a very good car. It was a Pathfinder, Nissan Pathfinder. There was some car that my ex-wife had bought that she was having problems with, so I made a deal with her that I was going to get it from her and take care of it. I fixed it up, and then I was driving it, man. It was my everyday driver. So I got a new job, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to go get another car anyway, so I'll just put it on eBay. This car that I went through a lot of pain, my ex-wife went through a lot of pain, getting stranded, trying to fix this car. I sold it on eBay for $600 for literally nothing. And then somebody came and picked it up. The dude came like over 100 miles. No, not 100 miles, but it was like over 50 miles. Picked this car up for his daughter and for $600. And what happened was I got another car because I already had a car. I had like 3 cars at that time in my driveway. I got another car, but it was a car loan. And I got another job. And what I did was some stupid stuff. This is what I did. This is around the time I got a car loan. I'm gonna talk about Litecoin. This was around the time Litecoin was popping off. This is what Litecoin is right now, $170. Now I'm gonna go back 5 years. Okay, I got the job around this time. If I would have just bought a whole bunch of freaking Litecoin, and actually if I known about Litecoin, because I ain't gonna even lie to you, I did not know about Litecoin. If I just would have bought this instead of a freaking car and just kept the little car that I had, that I eventually gave to my sister, and ultimately didn't have a car for a while, for a month or two, it would have been a little bit different scenario, because because after I got the damn job, I was already working the job, it jumped up to $300. I'd have been rich. I mean, basically, just bought a whole bunch of Litecoin instead of that car. I'd have been paid. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, not making decisions based off of future ideas that have yet to manifest. Living in the now. You got to live in the now. This is whatever you see in front of you, whatever you know you make, whatever you got in your bank account, all the debts you got, whatever you got in under your mattress, that's what you got right now. That's what you got to work with. A lot of times people be thinking of fantasies. They like, oh, well, I just met a high value man at Kroger's, and he gonna give me this and this and this, and he gonna give me the world. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Most times he trying to just get some snatch, man, and you know what I'm saying, go on about his business. You know what I'm saying? Most men.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no, yeah, to the no, to the no, no, no.
So yeah, that's why that's some of the solutions. Now here's the deal. This is what I'm gonna give you some game right here. I'm gonna give you some free game. Now I don't know. This might be. I gotta look and see if this video gonna be on Patreon. I'm not sure. If you viewing this right now, you're gonna be one of the fortunate ones to actually see this. But the thing is that I'm not sure if this video is on Patreon. I don't think so. I don't think this is one of my videos that I'm gonna put on Patreon. But this is some game right here. This is what I call a financial plan. This is an automated financial plan. So you got 20% that you automate to your savings account. Every time you get paid, 20%, you automatically allocate what you get paid, and you have it automated to your savings account. Then 70% of your money that you make from your job or whatever you do, you go to your expenses. Okay. And then 5% to your retirement. You set up an IRA because you don't want to be no old broke dude or old broke chick. So you have 5% going to your IRA. If you're older, you might want to reallocate these percentages, because you want to ultimately save more. And then you want to trickle away 5% towards your emergency fund. Now this is what I call this is all automated. What you'll do ultimately is you'll have the 70% will be in a personal checking account. Your 70% to your expenses. You probably can't really see this, but I'm basically saying that 70% should be in your checking account, 20% is in a savings account that is not tied, not tied to your checking account. It's a separate savings account that's just it's just totally separate at another bank. You have that automated to that savings account. Then ultimately into some type of IRA retirement account that you have, put 5% every paycheck to that account, and then 5% to an emergency fund. I would ideally say separate from your personal checking, because you know why I'm saying this, because you know about Brokeistan and the logic. Basically, if you have anything tied to your personal checking account, if you're like gonna overdraft, you basically are self-sabotaging yourself. So I definitely would say put the emergency fund into another account. And what you can do is you basically have all of this automated. Every modern day checking or savings account, they have transfer options where you can just automate everything. Every account could be automated. So this is what I call power banking. This is what basically I learned. And you do this, basically what you'll do is it's a way that you will get off of the check to check lifestyle. But the ultimate thing to get out of the check to check lifestyle is definitely my book. It's definitely something that I use. It's called the Millionaire Savings Plan. And basically it just deals with all of your problems. Deals with the problem of lack of wealth, deals with getting out of debt. It deals with the fact that, if you're watching my channel, I would just say mostly you agree with a lot of my viewpoints. You ultimately want to be wealthy and also rich. So this deals with that. You make the choice that you actually want to be a millionaire, and one step at a time, you try to actually challenge yourself to actually get there. So this is what I definitely recommend. It's a very good book, and it will help you. Another book that I can mention is also The Millionaire Next Door. I would say get both of those, The Millionaire Next Door and the millionaire savings plan, because basically that will help you, try to find out how can I actually be a millionaire. So this is all I have. Hopefully this is it's not this is something that is very appreciative and solid presentation. So yeah, this is my presentation on Brokeistan, and yeah, I let my lessons definitely help you if help you deal with your financial problems and achieve your financial goals. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful evening. Good night.